Okay, here's a bit more about the Ableton. Now you plug the keyboard in, the Q25, before you open Ableton. When you've done that, if you press any key on the keyboard, if you look on the top right hand side of this screen, you'll see a yellow square flashing, and it will do that every time you touch the key on the keyboard, and that tells you that the keyboard is sending information to the software. Let's see if we can get a bit closer to that. Up a bit and across a bit. There we go. Right, I'll now press any key on the keyboard and you see that yellow flashing. When you get the yellow flashing, you know that the keyboard is attached to the computer, and that the computer is reading the software. Now what I've noticed is if you also go up near to the top right of the screen, I noticed that in the demonstration material, it shows a window to use, and I noticed that when you open Ableton, the window is sometimes in a different position, which can be quite confusing. So what you have to do is you have to switch the window over, and you do it by clicking on that. Click it back, and so you click that one, you click the dark one. So let's go back to the screen as it opens and do that again. Okay, here's our screen, and I'm going to go up now, and I'm going to click on the dark bars, and you'll see the central window change like that. And that's what you want to get to, because to get the keyboard to work, you've got to drag one of the instruments from here into this number 2 margin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click pianos, go down here, and it's given me very strange name for a keyboard. Coffee and cigarettes, whatever. So what I'm going to do is click on that, keeping my finger on the mouse, move it across, and you see that square. You take your finger off the mouse, and it loads your keyboard. And that's me pressing on the keys. If I want to change it to organ, bittersweet organ, which is the one under that, all I do is click once, keep my finger on the mouse, go across, see that little square down the bottom, that means I'm carrying the instrument, and when I take my finger off the mouse, then it will release it into the number 2 margin, and that will load the next keyboard effect. Finger off, and you notice these panels down the bottom changed. It's because we've loaded a new effect. I'm playing it there. It's not very loud because I'm using tiny little speakers. Well, that's basically how you do it. Let's just go in right, that should do it. Okay, right, I'm going to do the whole thing again. I'm actually going to hold the speaker up to the cam so you can actually hear what happens a bit better. So what I do is I come up with the mouse to this one, I left click, and then I keep my finger down, and there is a little square that tells me I'm carrying an effect. I take my finger off the mouse and it loads it, and then this time when I press the keyboard I get the sound. And that's how you're able to use the Alesis Q25 almost as an analog keyboard. So you're playing it through Ableton, and that's basically how it works. Cool.